Good morning slash afternoon slash evening, everyone. Here's the truth. We don't wake up one day magically transformed. We don't stumble into confidence, strength, or purpose. We build them. And sometimes before we can build, we have to break old patterns, break expectations, break the stories that tell us we're not enough. If you're sitting here wondering if 2025 will be your year, I have news for you. It won't be unless you decide it will. Change doesn't come in the form of a new year, a lucky break, or a perfect moment. It comes in the form of a choice to show up for yourself even when you're scared. A choice to take the first step even when you can't see the whole road. Growth is not supposed to feel comfortable. If it does, you're not really growing. You're just rearranging what's already familiar. True transformation, the kind that reshapes your life, comes with discomfort. It's that knot in your stomach before a big decision, the vulnerability of trying something new, the fear of leaving behind what no longer serves you but feels safe. But here's what we often get wrong. We think discomfort is a sign to stop. We think it means we're on the wrong path, that we're not ready, that we're failing. In reality, discomfort is proof that we're stepping into something bigger than ourselves. It's proof that we are expanding beyond our old limitations. Think about it. Every major milestone in life comes with discomfort. The first time you spoke in front of a crowd, the first time you tried something and fell flat on your face, the first time you admitted you didn't have all the answers. Each of those moments felt uncomfortable, but they also shaped you. Yet somewhere along the way, we start avoiding discomfort. We stick to what we know, even if it's not what we want. We convince ourselves that playing it safe is the smarter choice. But let me ask you this. What has staying comfortable ever built? What dream, what passion, what meaningful change was ever born from comfort? If you want to rebuild yourself in 2025, you must get comfortable being uncomfortable. You must lean into the unease, the uncertainty, the self-doubt. You must be willing to sit in the tension of growth without running back to what's easy. Because every time you push past discomfort, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think. So the next time you feel the pull of discomfort, don't shrink. Don't turn back. Take a deep breath. Plant your feet and step forward anyway, because on the other side of that discomfort, that's where the real you is waiting. Perfection is a myth, a moving target that never gets any closer, no matter how hard you chase it. It's the voice in your head that says, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll speak up when I have the perfect words. I'll take that leap when I feel confident. But here's the truth. If you wait for perfection, you will wait forever. Perfection is not the goal, courage is. And courage doesn't mean you're fearless. It means you show up despite the fear. It means raising your hand, stepping forward, speaking up, and trying again, even when you feel unqualified, even when you feel messy, even when there's a real chance you might fail. Too often, we let the fear of getting it wrong keep us from even trying. We tell ourselves, what if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? What if people judge me? But let's flip that around. What if you succeed? What if you surprise yourself? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the courage to start? Every great thing you admire, every breakthrough, every innovation, every inspiring story was built by people who chose courage over perfection. They didn't wait until they had everything figured out. They started, they stumbled, they adjusted, and they kept going. That's how you rebuild yourself. Not by waiting for the right moment, but by creating it. Think about a baby learning to walk. They don't overthink it. They don't sit there worrying about whether they'll look silly or if they'll fall. They try, they wobble, they fall down, and then they get back up, and eventually they run. You are no different. The only difference is that now you've been conditioned to fear the fall. But what if you stopped worrying about looking foolish and started focusing on moving forward? In 2025, let go of perfection. Give yourself permission to be a work in progress. Be willing to show up before you feel ready, because the truth is no one ever feels fully ready. The ones who succeed aren't the ones who had it all figured out. They're the ones who had the courage to begin. So take the risk. Raise your hand, apply for the job, start the project, have the hard conversation, not because you're fearless, but because you're brave enough to try. If you want to rise in 2025, you have to be willing to let go. Let go of the stories that tell you you're not good enough. Let go of the past mistakes that replay in your mind like a broken record. Let go of the version of yourself that stays small to make others comfortable. Because here's the hard truth. You cannot carry everything and still expect to rise. If you are holding onto the weight of old regrets, past failures, and limiting beliefs, you will always feel stuck, like running a marathon with a backpack full of bricks. And the longer you carry those bricks, the more they feel like part of you. But they are not. The things that happened to you, the moments that broke you, the people who underestimated you, they are part of your story, but they are not your identity. They do not define your future. And the only way to step into the person you are meant to become is to release the things that no longer serve you. Letting go is one of the hardest things you'll ever do, because even pain, even doubt, even fear, when we've held on to them long enough, they start to feel familiar, and what's familiar feels safe, even when it's hurting us. But safety isn't the same as freedom. And if you want to rise, you have to be willing to loosen your grip. Maybe it's a toxic relationship that's holding you back. Maybe it's a belief that you're not smart enough, talented enough to chase what you really want. Maybe it's the guilt of past mistakes or the shame of not being where you thought you'd be by now. Whatever it is, ask yourself, is this helping me grow, or is it keeping me small? Because growth and comfort cannot coexist. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is say, I am no longer that person. I am no longer bound by that past. In 2025, make it the year you set yourself free. Make it the year you stop carrying what was never yours to hold. Make it the year you rise. And when you finally let go, when you finally release the weight that's been dragging you down, you'll realize something incredible. You were meant to fly all along. There's a common misconception that some people are just naturally strong, that they were born with an unshakable spirit, an iron will, an ability to rise no matter what life throws at them. But that's not true. Resilience is not something you're born with. It's something you build. It's something you earn, step by step, moment by moment, through every challenge, every setback, every failure that should have broken you but didn't. Think of the strongest people you know, not the ones who have never struggled, but the ones who have struggled and kept going, the ones who have been knocked down and still found a way to stand back up. They didn't wake up one day with unbreakable resilience. They built it. They built it in the moments no one saw, when they had to push through doubt, when they had to face rejection, when they had to sit in the discomfort of uncertainty and choose not to give up. And you can build it too. Resilience isn't about never falling. It's about learning to get back up one more time than you fall. It's about looking at failure not as the end of the road, but as part of the process. It's about understanding that strength doesn't come from avoiding struggle. It comes from going through struggle and coming out stronger on the other side. But let's be real. Building resilience isn't easy. It's frustrating, it's exhausting. Some days it feels impossible. Some days you'll wonder if all the effort is even worth it. But those are the moments that matter the most. Because resilience isn't built when things are going well. It's built when everything feels like it's falling apart and you choose to keep going anyway. So how do you build it? You start by doing hard things on purpose, by embracing challenges instead of running from them, by facing discomfort instead of avoiding it, by proving to yourself over and over again that you can handle more than you think. You build resilience by shifting your mindset from I can't do this to I haven't figured it out yet, from this is too hard to hard things make me stronger, from what if I fail to what if I learn something incredible. And most importantly, you build resilience by refusing to quit on yourself. In 2025, let this be the year you stop underestimating your own strength. Let this be the year you stop believing resilience is something other people have and start building it for yourself. Because you are stronger than you know. And every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt, they're not breaking you, they're building you. Read that again. Say it out loud if you need to. Your worth is not up for negotiation, not today, not in 2025, not ever. Yet how many times have you let someone else's opinion make you question your own value? How many times have you shrunk yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you? How many times have you measured your worth based on whether someone chose you, approved of you, or validated you? Let me tell you something. You do not need permission to be worthy. You do not need to prove your value to anyone, not a boss, not a partner, not a friend, not society. You were worthy the moment you took your first breath. And nothing that happens in this life can take that away from you. But here's the challenge. We live in a world that constantly tries to make us forget this. A world that tells us our worth is tied to how productive we are, how successful we are, how attractive we are, how many followers we have, how much we achieve. And so we hustle for our worth. We chase approval. We overextend ourselves, over-explain, over-apologize, anything to prove that we deserve to take up space. But what if you stopped? What if in 2025 you decided that your worth was no longer up for debate? That you are already enough, not when you lose the weight, not when you get the promotion, not when you're in a relationship, not when you have it all figured out, but right now, exactly as you are. This doesn't mean you stop growing. It doesn't mean you don't work hard or strive for more, but it does mean that you stop tying your value to external things. It means you stop allowing rejection, failure, or someone else's inability to see your worth make you question your own. Because let's be real, some people won't see your value. Some people will misunderstand you, underestimate you, or take you for granted. That has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. You do not have to convince anyone to see your worth. You just have to know it yourself. And when you truly know it, when you own your worth with every fiber of your being, everything changes. You stop settling for less than you deserve. You stop saying yes when you really mean no. You stop allowing people to treat you like you are disposable. You stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Because people who truly know their worth move differently. They don't beg for love, for respect, for a seat at the table. They build their own table. So in 2025, stand tall in your worth, protect it, own it, live like someone who knows deep in their bones that they are already enough because you are, and that is not up for negotiation. So here we are, standing on the edge of a new year, a new chapter, a new opportunity to rise, not because the calendar changed, but because you decided to. Rebuilding yourself in 2025 is not about becoming someone else. It's about stripping away everything that isn't truly you. It's about stepping into your power, not because you have it all figured out, but because you are brave enough to try. It will be uncomfortable. Growth always is. But remember, discomfort is not a stop sign. It's proof that you are evolving. You must have the courage to show up before you feel ready, to let go of what's weighing you down, to build resilience even when life knocks you down, and most importantly, to know without a doubt that your worth is not up for negotiation. This year, stop waiting. Stop second guessing. Stop living in a version of yourself that no longer fits. Rebuild yourself, not because you are broken, but because you are becoming.